What's going on, my people? It's your boy DK Drama, Bird Gang Sports. You already know what we here for. You already know what we came to do. We got a lot to discuss, and today I want to talk about my guy, Boston Scott, man. I want to talk about 350 all scrimmage rushing yards in the last 4 weeks of the season. I want to talk about how that 350 could have been easily 1,000 if he had played the entire season. I want to talk about how we can, use him as a piece, as the same as we did with Darren Sproles. Both of those guys are like little speedy guys, shifty guys in the backfield. I want to talk about him going to free agency and how we need to go ahead and lock that up and seal the deal because the type of production he put out towards the end of the season, along with a few other guys that put out similar production towards the end of the season when we needed it. So, yeah, let's kick that off. I want to know what y'all think, too, about Boston Scott, man. I want to talk about Miles Sanders. I want to talk about Jordan Howard for sure because I know that Jordan Howard is really in the air for me. I know, he's a free agent coming up, but I'm not really sold on if we should let him go or if we should bite the bullet and pay him, because I'm pretty sure that right now Jordan Howard he's looking for that big one. He's looking for that big check. I don't blame him. You got to get your money while you can get your money. But as far as the organization goes, should we keep Jordan Howard? That's where Boston Scott comes into play. Miles Sanders is looking to be the stud that we thought he was going to be. I know, like, the beginning of the season, it was skeptical things that he did, like missing critical passes for touchdowns, fumbling the ball multiple times in a single game. But he backed it up. He got it straight, and the guys kind of got him developed with all the repetition he got to get all season long. But all in all, he looked like that stud. And I think that, having him as a number one and putting Boston Scott back there, backing him up, coming out there, it's not a bad combo. It's really not a bad combo. But what do we do with Jordan Howard? Do we let him go or does he stay? What do we do? I need to know this. Like, I need some insight, man. Like, I know it's a lot of y'all that, we doing a lot of research and homework on, these guys and what they've been doing, before they got to where they are with us. Like Boston, he was a walk-on. He's one of those players that like really just got a chip on his shoulder. And that's what we really need too. We need the feistiness. We need the guys that feel like they've been overlooked but know they can play. We need that type of fire. What do we do with this? Like, what kind of weapon do we use him as Darren Sproles, or do we use him as kind of a way for Miles Sanders, to get his breaks in between certain reps? Or do we split them up? They run 50-50. Well, I mean, y'all let me know, like, what do y'all think? Because everything is opinionated. Everything is all about opinion. Nothing is truly fact unless it's, number basis. If we talking numbers, then we talking all facts. It's not going to be nothing that's coming from the opinion. I just don't know, like, I don't know what we would do in the running back position if we were to take out Jordan Howard and only would have Boston Scott and Miles Sanders, because the way Corey Clement, he's another toss-up. Like, I'm pretty sure we're not going to have him this coming up season. I really don't see why we would have him. But it's truly all about Boston right now. Like, what do we want to see out of him? I know a lot of you, I'm sure 75% of you would like to see him back, because the guy really showed out, man. Like, when the chips were falling, he kind of, he stood up and he came to play, and he just played his role, man. He played it perfectly. It's a couple of other guys. I'm not sure about Josh Perkins, our tight end, that had to come in, step up and play a role when all the receivers went down. That's not even his position. He was out of position. So you do kind of get a plus when you playing out of position. I mean, that kind of speaks for itself. You're out of position. You don't normally do this, but you're doing what you have to do to get the team by to win. So I just don't know like what we're gonna do with those pieces. I really don't know. Greg Ward. Greg Ward is he's probably the only one besides Boston Scott. You know, there's other guys that we had out there, but Greg Ward and Boston Scott, those are the two that I think like should be certified like that they should have bigger roles coming into the next season. I do believe that if we were to get, like I said in my last video, I do believe if we get one of those wide receivers though, we've really given Carson the weapon he needs in Deshaun Jackson. Alshon Jeffrey, from what I've been reading on Alshon, I'm seeing that it's looking like we're going to probably end up keeping Alshon because of how much dead money it would be. If we would have let him go right now, it was like 26, either 26 or $29 million dead, like just out the door. If we hold him this year and we let him go next year, I believe we'll cut that 26 to 29 million down to about 16 million. And you know that sounds better than 26, 29 million. You get where I'm going. You catch my drift. But that's just something we're gonna have to see once we get to that point, because we know there's been a lot of locker room issues with Alshon. We know that certain things just didn't look like it was clicking right, and it just didn't look like you could kind of tell when you look at a person. It just didn't look like he wanted to be there. We will find out though, because like I said, the way the cap and everything and what we are paying him, if he were to walk right now, is a huge loss for us on our end. And like at the end of the day, it's a business. Football is a business at the end of the day. So I don't believe we just gonna throw out 29 million of dead money just for nothing when we know that Alshon still has a potential to be Alshon Jeffrey. We know this. So we just gotta wait and find out and see what's gonna happen next season. I do believe if everything is going right though, and we're actually winning, when you're winning, you know, a lot of the little BS really doesn't, you overlook that. But when you're losing, you kind of see everything. You see it all. And us as fans, we do too. We see it all too as fans. So I completely kind of understand, like, it got kind of tight. It was a tight situation this season on that sideline. But I do believe, you know, it's a clean slate now. And like I said, if Carson was to get just one of those receivers, it could change a lot. It would shift a lot. The momentum would change for us going into the new season. And I just really can't even wait on the new season to get here, man. But this is just something brief. I just wanted to holler at y'all right quick. You know, talk about my man Boston, talk about the Eagles in general, and get some insight on what y'all think as far as the pieces, and what do y'all think about the guys that really stood up at the end of the season last year for us? What do we do for them now? Like, do we keep them around? Do we look for new pieces in those positions? Do we put those guys back on the practice squad and, you know, maybe use them if we need them? Hopefully we don't need guys off the practice squad, you know, for a few seasons now. But if we do, we just have them there. Y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Like I said, it's all about the opinions of every Eagle fan out there, man. That's all that matters to me. This your boy DK Drama, Bird Gang Sports, and I'm out.